Back once again with the Renegade Master for another Football Manager 2023 experiment. It's time to strap in, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for injury proneness. Something that I hate personally. Don't want to work out exactly the ins and outs of it. Let's jump in. Let me tell you what I've done. Right then, we've got 5 players. Injured Ismail, injured Ika, injured Ivan, injured Ibrahim, and injured Isaac. As eagle-eyed viewers will be able to see, there's a little bracket next to some of them. So let me tell you exactly what's happened. All 5 players, just introduced 5 players and then said 4. So that's all staying in. They're basically centre midfielders, box to box. They've all got exactly the same attributes, except injured Ismail is as he is. God, that's hard to say. Attribute details, 20s on everything, including injury proneness. Not 1 for injury proneness. Unusual. Injured Ika. He's got exactly the same, except he's got 20 for natural fitness. Injured Ivan has got 20 for stamina. Injured Ibrahim has got 20 for determination. And injured Isaac has got 20 for bravery. Now, a little bit of my thought process behind this one. I thought injury proneness being at 20, they're likely to get injured a lot. So the attributes that might affect that and might cause some minor variation in the injury ratio and the amount of injuries that the player might get. Natural fitness, because natural fitness stops a player's decline, which means they might be able to have a bit more longevity. So they might come back into fitness a little bit more. While I'm on Isaac, bravery, because if you hover over bravery, this attribute reflects how committed a player is. So firstly, if you're more committed, you might be able to sort of power through and get back from injury a bit quicker. Possibly. This attribute reflects how committed a player is, often putting themselves into risky situations which may cause an injury. So they might be more committed to getting back from injury, but they are probably going to put themselves in harm's way a lot more. So I'm expecting Isaac to be injured probably more than the others, just looking at it in that sense. We'll go to Ivan next. Stamina. Stamina is just the ability to endure a high level of physical activity for extended periods of time. We all know if a player gets run down through loads of matches, they're more likely to get injured. So if a player's got 20 stamina, will they become less injured over time? And then injured Ibrahim has got determination. Again, determination is pretty self-explanatory. Their determination is the player's commitment to succeed and do his very best on and off the pitch. So when injured, he'll be committed to getting back and determined. On the pitch, he'll be determined to play well and not get injured, potentially. So what we've got is we've got all those variations with a 20. What I will say is every other... So, for example, we've got determination for Ibrahim. Bravery, natural fitness, and stamina are the 3 other variations I'm doing. They're all at 10s, and vice versa for all the others. So they've all got 10s on all of them, 20 on their specific one. And then Ismail has just got 10s for them all, which has, of course, led to a slight variation in their current ability. Ivan with 20 on stamina has got 115. Everyone else is at 100, and Isaac's on 102. Brav. Gosh, you can't help but say it, can you? It makes him sound like he's a geezer. 200 potential ability. So will they get there? How will they play? Will they thrive? Will they get injured all the time? As I say, let's find out. Let's all jump through this together. It's been a very long intro, so I'm going to try and power through some of the earliest seasons. But what we'll do first is, as always, 1 year just to see where everyone goes. But what we'll also just quickly request is if you do like this idea and this kind of experiment and these kind of videos, there's plenty more on the channel, but what I'll say is drop a like on this one. Help feed that hungry algorithm for me. Thanks very much. Well, one of them's gone. One of them's already left the building. Natural fitness or Spanish, Ika. Well, there we go then. So natural fitness is not going to have that much of an impact. Injured Isaac has gone to Nottingham Forest. He had a virus and a pulled groin, nothing really to speak of. Ivan has gone to FC Köln and he's played 18 times. And he's had a load of little niggles, nothing major. 3 weeks, a few days here or there, 11 days most recently. Ibrahim, with his determination, has gone to Monaco, again, where he's played quite a bit. He's come off the bench a lot, 16 times, but he has played a little bit, so fair play to him. And he had a bruised ankle for 3 days, so Ibrahim has done very well so far, not very many injuries at all. And Ismail at Fiorentina made a singular substitute appearance, and in terms of injuries, he has got a pulled groin from kicking the ball. That is what it is. Right, well, we're 1 year in and we've already lost one of the players. Funnily enough, though, in terms of current ability, they're all 119 to 116, so 3 is the difference. And if you remember, Ivan started off on 115. Isaac was on 102 and the other 2 were on 100. So Ibrahim and Ismail have improved greatly. Ibrahim's done the best, getting an 18 jump and now in second place for current ability. Arguably probably because he's had the most game time. Maybe. Not too sure. But I think that's interesting nevertheless. They've all gone to reasonably high level teams. All in the top divisions. Nottingham Forest managed to survive. Steve Cooper's still in a job. Yeah, 16th Nottingham Forest. There you go. Oh, 10 points clear as well. Fulham surviving on goal difference. Forest by 10 points. Well, there we go then. So yeah, like I say, we've lost Ika. Unfortunate. But it is what it is. Why have we lost him? Who knows? Maybe he got a career-ending injury. Is this a real person? Injured McCafferty for Nuneaton Borough. Just had a little Google and I can't find anyone called Injured McCafferty for Nuneaton Borough. Oh, he's only on loan from Coventry. Injured McCafferty. That's not really his name, is it? Surely. Anyway, Ika has disappeared. He's just disappeared off the face of the earth. And we're not going to spend any more time on about Ika because what's the point? We've lost him. We've still got 4 players to break down and go through their careers. Still lots to go through. So I think we're going to do a jump now. 3 years. Let's go. Right, we've still got all 3. Still at Colne, Monaco, Fiorentina and Nottingham Forest. And they've all improved pretty well. So we've got Ivan, stamina at 150. So now he's increased that gap again. Ibrahim at determination with 142. Isaac and bravery at 134 and Ismail at 130. Now, the game time for Ismail, only getting 13 appearances for Fiorentina. He's not played a lot. He's actually never played for Fiorentina. He's been on loan at Reggiana, in Italian Serie C B. He's been playing at lower league and he's had a broken lower leg. See, for me, a broken leg is not a sign of being injury prone. Because that's unfortunate. He's not had a lot of injuries. For someone who's got 20 for injury proneness, he has not had a lot of injuries. 6, and one of them is a broken leg. He did get that pull going for kicking a ball. Isaac, still got 20 for bravery. Get these polygons out. Still got 20 for bravery. In terms of his career for Nottingham Forest, he's not played loads. This is why I think they're not improving loads. They're not playing massively. The game time is not shining through. And here we go. He's had a few more injuries. The most he's been out for is 3 weeks, and that was in 2023. Sprained some ankle. He's only had one other injury of over a week. A couple at a week. One was a virus. That was probably the Rona. 7 days. Okay. Yeah, bruised ankle, tight groin. Look at this. Tight groin. 2 days, and then 3 days. Same injury. Yeah, pulled groin here for 2 at 5 days. 1 at 7 days. Just pulled it a bit more. Ibrahim then at 142. His determination has gone down to 19, which is unfortunate. He's playing a lot for Monaco. Again, mostly coming on off the bench. He's not really making many starts. I think he's had about, 5 or 6 starts for them. And again, not that many injuries. The most is, again, broken ribs, 6 weeks. It's not cruciates and Achilles injuries and all that. It's broken bones. You know, broken ribs in a match against Strasbourg. Someone's clattered him, obviously. Again, they're all mainly in a match as well. Probably impact injuries. They got a bruised ankle. You know, he's twisted his knee, turning sharply, and he's got a pulled groin from sprinting. But they're only minor. Injured Ivan, he's probably improved the most because he's playing the most. He started off coming off the bench in about 50% of his games, and 25 games he started last season. 6 goals, 8 assists, 5 player of the matches. He's a fantastic player, rounding out really well. And he's had the most injuries, though. This is probably it. Here we go. Yeah, pulled hamstring. He's got a lot of pulled hamstrings. The more games you play with an injury-prone player, the more times they're getting injured. So it's not happening in training as often. It's more in matches. And I think this is where we're starting to see it. Can't really grumble at like a bruised ankle, bruised knee, but all that. But look at that, pulled hamstring. He's got a hamstring issue. Out for 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there. He's out a lot, is Ivan. A hell of a lot. I think we're going to see a lot more of this as their careers progress and they're starting to break into first teams a lot more. I've just popped injury proneness in, is their ability, and Ismail has gone down to 19 for injury proneness, as you can see. Right, we're rumbling on. This is going to be a long video, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. Let's go through. We do it. 5 years. Unheard of at this juncture. We're going to jump through 5 years to the mid-20s. Okay, so we've had... It's all changed, hasn't it? 2019, 2018 in terms of their injury proneness. They're all playing a lot now, and every single one of them's made a move. Every single one of them's moved. So let's start with Ibrahim, who has become one of the world's best players. He moved from Monaco for £124 million with a potential cost of an add-on to make it 91 million minimum cost. Cost so far 124, potential cost including add-ons 133. He was playing. He started. Wow, look at that! 20 appearances off the bench in this season, and then all of a sudden Monaco said, "Yeah, go on then, we'll play you." 27 games, 26, 9, and then he moved in January. And it always happens in January with these experiments. Right, injuries then. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Broken rib, sports hernia. His injury list is over a page already. Ibrahim has been injured quite a bit, but he's improved the most. So I'd say he's probably been injured the least. 18 caps for France as well. Ivan, he left Cole on a free. Oh, you horrible bastard. You know, worth all this money. He's left Cole on a free where he's playing very regularly. I don't know why in the first season he only played 9 games. I do. I'll tell you why. 28-29, I bet there's a massive injury. So the start of the 28-29 season would have been, so this would be the first one, bruised knee, 2 weeks. Oh, then pulled hamstring, tight groin. No, he didn't have an injury. He's not had a massive injury. His longest time out has been 3 weeks. He's had quite a few 3 weeks and 2 weeks out, but not months and months and months. So I wonder why he only played 9 games in his first season. Maybe he just wasn't being picked and then he improved a bit more and they gave him a chance. Isaac has gone to Fulham for £40.5 million. Big money move from Nottingham Forest to Fulham. Nottingham Forest in the Championship, no less. And again, he has, broken lower leg. Oh, and now a fractured leg. 2 years apart. 4 months, 2 months. Sprained knee ligaments multiple times. Type of injury then. He's only got 1 page of injuries. He's only got 1 page of injuries. So he's been injured the least so far, as we've seen. Ismail at 162, the worst of everyone. £48 million from Fiorentina. He moved very recently in January, once again, where he made 16 starts and 1 off the bench for Tottenham in the league. And in terms of his injuries, then, Ismail is not living up to his name. He's barely been injured. In 9 years, he's had 12 injuries. 12 injuries. Broken leg at 5 months in 2023. Then he's had 2 at 3 weeks. 2 over a week, 3 at a week, 4 under a week. That is not bad at all. And he's down at 19 for injury proneness. How he's only been injured that many times, I have no idea. Because Ismail doesn't have any bracketized sort of bits to help him out. He's just averaged out pretty well. But his bravery's not... So bravery, as I said, he'd probably get injured the most. And did we decide Isaac has been injured the most? No, he's only got a page, so he's been injured the second least of 4. I'm going to stop making these predictions. They just look like a tit. Right. Have they all been capped? Germany, 28 caps, yes. Isaac, 1 cap. He's only had 1 cap for England. Scott Parker's in charge. I suppose you've got good central midfielders, haven't you, for England? He's there in the squad. But if you look at the position, Mason Mount, Jude Bellingham, Harvey Elliott, Declan Rice, Oliver Skipp, Calvin Phillips was probably in amongst it for quite a while. He probably will start to get done a bit more. While we're here, should we do a bit of Ralph watch? Is it time? He's not there. Where is Ralph? Oh, God, he's already gone. He's already gone. Can you believe it? Ralph Hasenhüttl has not even arrived at England and he's gone. Deary me. Ismail has just got 1 cap for Italy as well. So only 1 cap each for Isaac and Ismail. But they are 162, 172, which are fantastic players, but the other players are probably a bit better. As we've seen, Ibrahim and Ivan have just... Well, I suppose Ivan's only 3 attributes better off. He's got 28 caps. Ibrahim with 18 caps. He should have more. I think they're going to start to all get capped a considerable bit more now anyway. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to jump through to their 3 years, 27. here we are, stopping in then. Ibrahim has got to 199, but Ismail's the one I'm interested in because he's not improved much at all. And for Tottenham, he's played a lot. He played nearly every game that season. He didn't play loads there. He didn't play as much there. So injuries in most recent, he's not even got a full page as Ismail, but he had been injured the least before. He only had about 12, so he's had a lot. He's had a broken hand, a groin strain, sprained ankle ligaments. He's had a hip injury for 2 months, a dislocated jaw. He's had a few more injuries, and that was probably because, well, to be fair, hip injury was an impact from player. So, yeah, interesting. Isaac is currently injured. 5 weeks is his current injury. He got injured against West Ham, spraining his knee ligaments. He sprained his knee ligaments quite a bit. Look at that. A recurring issue, 5 and 6 weeks at a time. It's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal. His bravery's down at 17 due to his injuries. Ivan has got 18 for stamina now. Oof. Oh, God, his injury list is long. And I think you can see what his issue is. Matey boy, we just seen, it was knee ligaments. Well, pulled hamstring, 2 weeks basically, every single time. Tight hamstring. You see a tight hamstring from him, you're like, oh my God, at least it wasn't a pulled one. Next week, he's probably pulled it. Always a hamstring with Ivan. Ibrahim as well. So Ibrahim is at 199. He's capped like 22 goals in 49 caps. That's pretty good, isn't it? He's also got quite a long list of injuries and pulled groin seems to be his. He's pulled his groin. All of them in a match, really. Couple of them in training. Look at this one here. Pulled groin in training. Not even a cause. Just coming with a pulled groin. Well, there we go then. Right. Quick power through. Another 3 years to the 30. See who gets, if any of them gets 200. But they haven't. Ismail's not improved past 173. He's not improved one attribute point in 3 years. Still been playing regularly. Actually been playing a lot for Tottenham. But he's just hit his potential. Strange. Oh, Isaac's joining PSG on a free transfer, it seems. Yeah. His most recent season for Fulham, he's not played that much. And I tell you, and I can see why. Damaged Achilles tendon, he was out. Jumping. He was out for 4 months. He got back in November. Oh, God. He got back probably October, November. Then he was out for 5 weeks. Out till just after Christmas into January. Got into February after a month in the team again. And then he got tore his hamstring. So he's had a terrible season as Isaac. An absolute shambles of a season, this most recent one. And yeah, his list of injuries is just getting worse and worse. Ismail at 173. As I say, he did play quite a lot. He got a dislocated shoulder in February. Like groin, yeah. Nothing huge other than the dislocated shoulder. 3 weeks here for a pulled hamstring and twisted ankle. 2 weeks and 3 weeks, sorry. Yeah, not too bad in the last few years. Ivan still at Bayer Leverkusen. Again, he's pulling his hamstring left, right and centre. November and in January, a couple of weeks at a time. I think we're going to have a full page of pulled hamstrings. We're there. He's got a full page of it. Put that there. There you go. Exactly 1 page of pulled hamstrings for Ivan on top of everything else. Ibrahim is transfer listed by request for £88 million. Why? Someone obviously came in for him. Look at that polygon. Fantastic. Would you have him in your team at injury prone as 20? Because we see the injury prone icon and I always go, oh, I don't know about that. And I'm always very hesitant to spend big money on a bit player that's injury prone. I might gamble on a short term sort of lower value player. But if you knew it was 20 injury proneness, would you go for them? I mean, he's had a lot of injuries, but they're still playing a lot. You look here, 31 games he played for in the league this season, so he's not had a bad season. Yeah, lots of pulled groins, but that's it. Pulled hamstrings. It's funny, isn't it, how obviously they do have loads of... They all keep having all the injuries, but one issue seems to be a recurring thing for them all, which is... I guess very realistic in the sense that if you have a problem with your hamstrings, they'll go all the time. So fair play, SI, Football Manager. That's very realistic and very good. I like that. I do like that a lot. Anyway, waffling. God, I've been recording over half an hour. I'm going to get this down. Don't know I'm going to get this down to a reasonable length, this video, so apologies. If you're still watching and you've not liked it, drop a like on it. Leave a comment down below and any of your thoughts or ideas for the future. Subscribe while you're here. Let's go to the end of their careers, shall we? Oh, wow. Injured Isaac, Bravery, is the only one still here in 2043. 2042, he's the only one still here. He's listed by PSG. He's still at PSG when we just saw. 35. Wow. Right, we've lost one of them. At 34. At 35, Ibrahim and Ivan are gone. At 34, who is it? Right, so at 35, Ibrahim and Ivan were gone. Isaac's still there, past then, so he's the only one left. So Ibrahim and Ivan, Ibrahim's exploring his options at the end of his contract, probably never gets a new contract with anyone and retires. Ivan may get an injury. Isaac's there, Ivan's there, Ibrahim's there. Who's not there? Ismail, where's Ismail then? Let's go back a year. Right, so Ismail's here. He's down at 158. He's kept his ability. Well, let's say he's kept his ability up until about he's going to retire. He's going to retire at 33. He's playing for Tottenham. He's still playing a lot for Tottenham. He mustn't have had that many injuries in recent years. It's a couple of weeks here, a couple of weeks there. Nothing major. Last one was the big dislocated shoulder. Interesting. Okay. He's got a contract up until 2041, so we've got another year on his deal. Let's go back forward that year then, and let's see if we can find him. Bit all over the place this now, gang, but I'm interested. Hope you are too. Ah, he's gone. Injured. Injured is now a first name. Injured Ismail. Retired. We can't see if he got an injury to end his career, unfortunately. So let's stop in now then. We're going to look at Ibrahim. Career stats. He's still playing quite a bit. So in terms of his injuries, again, not a lot. Not a lot, really, in the last few years. Of course, say not a lot. There is a lot, but less than you would expect. Well, less than I expected. Of course, his pulled groin was a huge issue for his career. You know, he's had a few problems with twisted ankles and that, but Ibrahim's got a lot of problems with his groin. Ivan, still repping it up for Bayer Leverkusen. Again, he's pulling his hamstring all the time. Still got some in the more recent years. Bruises to the ankles, knees and shins. He's look at that, it's pulled hamstring. Tight hamstring. Yeah. Over a page of that for him. Isaac then, who's at PSG. Only 44 caps for England. Playing bit part player for PSG in the most recent season. Injuries, whiplash. He gets sprained knee ligaments is his. But he's not had a full page of it. I'd say Isaac has probably had the least amount of injuries. Definitely has had the least amount of injuries, to be fair. So I think I'm going to call it here. Because the two of them do retire. Isaac's not doing anything further. Two of them retire after this season. Let's look at Football of the Year. Did any of them ever win Football of the Year? Injured Ibrahim did in 2033. 45 times for Newcastle. And that's it. But 3 golden balls for Ibrahim and 1 for Ivan. Very, very good. So surely Newcastle have been winning Premier Divisions. They've won 1. It's been all about Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea have dominated, haven't they? 4 Europa Leagues, though, for Newcastle. Fair play to them. Bayer Leverkusen won the Champions League in 2037-38. So, what's his name? Whoever is Bayer Leverkusen has won a Champions League. Fair play to him. AC Milan have won a lot. Chelsea have won quite a lot as well. Yeah. Graham Potter still in charge of Chelsea, winning loads of Premier Leagues, loads of Champions Leagues. That's kind of awkward, isn't it? Should they have stuck with him? According to this experiment, FM thinks so. In terms of World Cups then, it has been France, Brazil, Italy, Mexico and Italy. Then Euros, we had Holland, Austria, Germany, Romania and Croatia. So not massively fantastic for any of our players from an international point of view. But Ibrahim, in my opinion, has had the best career. He's had a 7.40 overall. I'm in the way, but I can't bother to move. He's had the best career. He's won 3 golden balls. 3 Ballon d'Ors from central midfield. Superstar for Newcastle. You get playing for Newcastle as well, who haven't gone and won loads of Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. They've won a few Europa Leagues and 1 Premier League. So that's the end of the experiment. Injury proneness. Of course, we saw lots of injury. But Ibrahim, who started out with 20 for injury proneness, has played... I will move. He's played 500 games in the league and got a 7.40 overall. So, whilst yes... We don't like injury-prone players because they do get injured a lot. That's standard. They don't always get as injured as you would think. I mean, if you look at the consistency of games, He has played over 20 games every single year for Newcastle. In quite a lot of seasons, he's played over 30. He had a bad season here with 21. Bad season most recently with 21. 14 here, but he did arrive in January. So he's had a few injuries here and there and a few niggles. But like this one here, 35 games, basically played all season. So is injury proneness that bad? I don't think I'll change my ways. I do still think I'll avoid players like the plague. But it's food for thought, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you've enjoyed this and I hope it's been informative. I found this fascinating. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. As I said earlier, any ideas for future experiments, hit me with them. I love to hear your ideas, and I bring a lot of them to the channel, as quite a few of you can attest to. And if you've watched a few other videos, you'll hear the shout outs to certain people. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below any ideas, but more importantly, let me know about what you thought of this, because I'm interested to know your thoughts, really am. If you're not already, subscribe. There's lots more on the channel. There's lots more coming. Speaking of more on the channel, why don't you go and look at this video all about facilities? Good or bad facilities, eh? Yeah, that was quite interesting. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.